Ruslan.
To overcome laziness. It's like when we are called to do something and we fall short because of our slothful attitude. Ooh, it's a good question. I think even in the way you phrased the question, I think is telling, because I think the better question, just my opinion, I think the better question is, how do we build discipline? I think you first have to get to the why you want to build disciplines. Why do you want to build discipline? What disciplines do you want to build? Right? Usually that's going to come from one of two places. One is from a place of you have some sort of vision for something, right? So you have a vision for something you want to do, and you understand that in order to get there, you have to build certain disciplines and pathways and patterns for your life to get to where you want to get to. That's one way you see the vision for something. Having some a lot of artist friends, they know that in order to be where they want to be with their artistry, they have to build the discipline of what? Practicing piano regularly, making music regularly, releasing music, being active on emerging platforms, being consistent. So they see the vision of, I want to do this, this, and this, and this. So in order to get there, they know that they have to then work their way to disciplines, to get to disciplines, right? So the first side of building better disciplines is to understand the why, the upside, the hope. How do we get to this destination if we don't take one step at a time, right? One step at a time. The first side of it, right? Because you see the vision of where you want to get to, the destination. The second side of it is you've been derailed so badly from your desired outcome, you fell on your face, and you're so disappointed, dare I say disgusted in what you're becoming, that it is coming from a place of pain. I am in pain, therefore I have to build discipline to get out of this pain, to hopefully not be in as much pain. My 12th grade English teacher told me this. Brilliant guy. His name is Tamburino. He's a football coach. He did real estate on the side. He really just taught English because he was bored, and he was tenured so he could do whatever he wanted. So our senior year of English wasn't really English. It was communication 101, or the theory of communication. It was actually really brilliant. And he said, people only change if they're hurt, bored, or scared. Most of us need to be hurt. Most of us need to fall on our face. Most of us need to make a train wreck of things. And then we start seeing things. So it's that you've been so off put by you've been so derailed by your own lack of action or your stupid actions that the only way out for you is to change your trajectory. This is where a lot of Christians are, by the way. I've blown it repeatedly. I've made a mess of things. I need to change. How can I change? Jesus gives us a new heart. So that new spark is in there. Now we're like, oh, I see this thing for what it is. I've made a freaking mess of life. I need to change. I'm going to change my mind and change my trajectory and then go the opposite way of what I've been doing. I've been trying to do things my way or the world's way. I'm going to do things God's way. I've been trying to build up my empire. Well, I'm going to focus on building God's kingdom, right? So when you truly get that revelation of your state as a sinner and how good the gospel is, that Jesus reconciled you to the Father, that he deals with sin, and he gives you a new heart, then you usually can turn the corner and start going in the other direction and start building disciplines. The root word of disciple is discipline, right? Discipline, disciple, it's connected. Two ways to build discipline. Way one is have hope, vision, direction of what you want to do, and get someone to help you get there, right? Have faith, hope, direction of what you want to do. Have someone, a coach, someone get you there before you've been contaminated by the world, before you've been contaminated by your own desires, before you've been contaminated by your own foolishness. That's side A. Side B is, well, you have been contaminated, you made a mess of things, and you know you can't keep doing things your own way. Therefore, you have to do something different, live life God's ways, figure out different ways, and also get some help along the way. Start there. So you got to ask, where are you in that process? Are you hopeful? Do you have a great upbringing? Do you have, parents who love you and they've laid out things for you, right? Or the flip side is, well, do you have trauma and issues and pain, and you're trying to overcome pain? So anytime I've usually turned the corner on something in my life, it's usually came from a place of hurt, from a place of pain, from a place of suffering. I didn't want to suffer anymore. Therefore, the pain of staying the same was greater than the pain of changing. Most of us won't change until the pain of staying the same is worse than the pain of changing. So you just might be in this really murky place where it doesn't hurt bad enough yet, right? So I get personal with you. I'm in the process of doing a weight loss transformation, okay? I've done it before. I've lost 20, 30 pounds. I've gotten all the way down to 11% body fat. Long story short, the gym's closed. We had a baby. Your boy put on about 20, 30 pounds. Okay, so I'm trying to lose this weight. You know it hurts how my body feels on the basketball court being 30 pounds overweight. You know what hurts? How my body feels after I lift and play basketball. My body is in pain, and I don't want to be in pain. And I remember what it was like to be light on my feet, to be 175, 180 pounds, and to be able to move swiftly up and down the court where I didn't get sore for a day or two after playing basketball. There is physical pain that is forcing me to change. Why are you lazy? Why are you slothful? Why do you have this attitude? It's probably going to come down to one of those areas, right? Maybe you're just in that kind of like good, safe place where you're bored. And so then, like, how do you spark that desire to do something? I say, man, if you don't got no things you need to overcome, I would say look at the hope, the vision, and think about that. Think about what is the next step in that chain to get you to that side you want to be on. I would cast a vision and think about the vision and say, yo, I want to do A, B, and C. I want to do X, Y, and Z. Okay, now let's reverse engineer those steps. And I think if you have the hope and in the vision, then it becomes easier, right? Without vision, the people will perish. Write it down, make it plain, right? That's in Habakkuk. That's why we write down things. So I have a book that I usually have with me. I'm always writing down things with my hands. So maybe you need to just figure out where you want to be. Now, some of you, right, and some of you guys are also working jobs that you hate and they're exhausting, and therefore you are struggling because you're doing something that you're so depleted doing something, therefore you are exhausted. So I'm gonna give you guys some practical sides. We talked about the macro idea. Let me give you some practical things. Your willpower is finite, meaning there's not an infinite amount of willpower, meaning that the longer the day goes on, the more likely you are to make bad decisions. So guess what? All the things you don't want to do that you know you should do, that you know you need to do, like, I don't know, worship, read your Bible, get your butt in the gym, right? All those things, make your meals, make healthy meals, eat preemptively so you're not hungry, eating junky food. All those things, I would move all those things down to the beginning. Put them to the beginning of your day. It's not Satan's fault that you are sleeping in and not eating right. It's not Satan's fault that you're not reading your Bible. It's not Satan's fault. It's not Satan's fault. It's your fault. It's your responsibility. So, in knowing that your willpower is extended and greater in the morning, do the hard things in the morning. There was a book that came out called Eat That Frog. If you have to wake up every morning and eat a frog, when would be the best time to do that? No, you had to do it. You absolutely had to do it. There's no way around it. You had to eat a frog every day. When would be the best time to do it? In the morning, knock it out, get it out of your hair. Then the rest of the day is cake. Do the things you don't want to do, knock them out first thing in the morning. A lot of y'all ain't waking up in the morning. So get your butt to bed earlier. How do you do that? Well, you just got to suffer through one really crappy morning. Suffer through one really bad day. You go to bed at 1, okay, get your butt up at 5. Okay, it's going to suck. Drink an energy drink, drink some coffee, whatever you got to do, push through that day, and I bet you the next day you'll go to bed at, 9 p.m. And you'll be able to get up at 5:30, knock out all those things you don't want to do that you know you should do, knock those out first. All right, so now we're getting into some really practical, applicable disciplines. How do you build discipline? All the things you know you should be doing that you aren't doing, do them first thing in the morning, knock them out. Get those out of the way. You get those out of the way, boom. The rest of your day is cake. How do you get up early? You make up your mind and you say, I'm getting up early. Guess what? Know what time I got to be up in the morning? Around 4 in the morning. Guess what? I'm getting up in the morning. Why? Because I got a flight. Got to be at the airport by 6. Getting up at 4. Okay? Here's the thing. If you were getting on a flight tomorrow to go to an event you really wanted to be at, guess what? You would get your butt up and figure out how to be up that early. Well, if you want that intimacy with God, if you want to lose that weight, if you want to eat better, get your butt up early, because if it really mattered to you, you would figure it out. And yes, tomorrow morning is going to suck because I still haven't packed. And I'm on here with you guys. Right? So I'm going to get up early. It's going to be terrible. I'm going to be upset. I'm going to drink some caffeine. I'm going to get my butt to the airport. All is going to be well. And then the next day, I'll go to sleep early. I'll go to sleep earlier, and then right? Your body adjusts. See, if it's a priority, you'll figure out a way to make it happen. So is your health a priority? This is why you got to go back to the vision. I see the vision and the value of going to Flavor Fest this weekend, even though it's going to cost me sleep, money, and time away from my family. So I'm willing to sacrifice for the greater good of this thing that I see the vision and the value in. What do you see? So you see, if I don't have vision there, you just tell me we're gonna go and wake up at 4 in the morning to get to get on an airplane to fly cross country to go be and go camping or pretending to be homeless in the mountains of Vermont. I don't even know if Vermont has mountains, but let's just say that. If you would tell me that, I wouldn't do that. I would just be like, stupid. I'm not doing that. I don't want to go pretend to be homeless and call it camping. Right? I don't see the value and the vision of that. So the issue is you probably don't see the value and the vision of the things you want to accomplish yet. Maybe you don't know anyone that's consistently woken up for a year or two early and knocked out those things. So you don't have the vision and you're not enough pain. So you got to get one of the two. And by the way, this is why self-inflicted adversity is good. This is why those of us who choose to strength train, we know that there's that pain when that alarm clock goes up. That's good for you because you got that pain. So sum it all up. Do it as easy, your life will be hard. Do it as hard, your life will be easy. Start doing things that are harder. Start getting up earlier. Start training harder. Start eating better. Start drinking more water. Start reading your Bible more. Start praying more. Be vulnerable in community. These are the things that are going to move the needle in your life. Right? So that is how we do it. This is just, it's really practical. You want to do it, get up earlier and write down all the things you know you need to do. Better yet, write down the why you need to do them first and start doing them. And yes, that first 2 days of waking up early to do the things you know you should do is going to suck. But what you do is you have a conversation with yourself and you make up your mind and you say, Ruslan, we're waking up at 4 a.m. in the morning. We got to be at Flavor Fest. And when that alarm clock is going to go off, my brain, my other part of my brain is going to say, no, I don't want to get up. And you know what? I literally have this dialogue in my head when I don't want to do something. And the other part goes, no, we've already made up our mind. I've already made up my mind. I'm getting up at 4 in the morning tomorrow. No, I don't always wake up at 4 in the morning, but it's usually between 5:30 and 6. If you make up your mind about something, there's no debating when then you cross that. This has already been settled. This is settled. I'm getting up at 4 in the morning. No matter what, it's settled. And yes, it's going to suck. Yes, I'm going to sacrifice, but I'll be fine. I'll take a nap or whatever. I'll do what I got to do. So this is how you do it. And then over time, you pick the right habits to build. Over time, you will start seeing the needle move. For me, I like to do something active. I like to move around. It helps me stay up. I need some caffeine. And then I usually try to jump into some work. And by the way, at the end of the day, is when your willpower is the lowest, so you're least likely to go and develop that new skill. You're least likely to do something hard. You're least likely to then go and train. You're least likely to be patient with people. You're least likely to make the good nutritional decisions. So why not go to bed earlier? Your willpower is already depleted. Your body has a circadian rhythm, right? It's simple but not easy. It's most of this stuff, simple but not easy. So hopefully that's a good. That's some good direction for you. You really got to get a hold of the why around whatever it is, the thing that you need to do. If you're going to college and you're like, yo, I'm going to college because I need to go and become a school teacher because that is my mission. I want to educate young kids and this is the only way to do that. Okay, well then that why is going to drive you to get up and go to college. I don't have a why to go and get a master's program or get a doctorate program. I just got no desire to do any of that. So that's why I'm not going to do any of that, right? But if you're attached to that why, that is what will drive you, and then therefore you will get to your destination just one step at a time, one brick at a time. You keep going. Is this helping you guys? I know this is like not stuff we talk about within Christian circles, right? Because again, usually we're just going to talk about abstract ideas. Now it's talking about something that's going to actually, maybe you pull up just a little nugget from this stream and it actually helps and impacts you and changes. Get your butt into therapy, get your butt in the gym, get your butt on your face to pray to Jesus more, to read your Bible more. Like, you know?
Kingstream Entertainment. Ruslan.
Yo, thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. If you found it valuable, make sure you hit that like button and are subscribed. The Love What You Do album and apparel launch is here for a limited time. So if you want to partner with what we're doing here, make sure you hit the link in the description or in the pinned comment to pick you up some Love What You Do apparel to partner with what we're doing here on the channel. Thank you so much. Peace.